feel like it's kind of low, DJ.
Oh, don't blame it on him.
I'm blaming tequila from before.
I'm still really mad about that. I didn't even get a text while it was happening. Hey, there's tequila. You should probably come early.
Because they were actually trying to leave out of here fast so we could get on fast. We're out here evolving. We're out here evolving.
Tequila was present in the room
we're out here
before
evolving.
they left. I know it was.
There is knockoff tequila still left in the room.
I eat those for breakfast. Like, what are you
Breakfast.
talking? For breakfast. Like, I'm going to come in here and just play that Lion King drop just to piss you off, Pete.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, you mean the one with the chick at the Navy thing?
No, I actually got the Lion King in there somewhere.
No, we might get sued for that. Pull up the Navy one.
What's good, everybody? Live from the Good News radio station in Hawthorne, California. This Thursday night and every other Thursday, it's Touchdowns with Tangents.
Did you say every other Thursday?
I meant every Thursday.
Wow, someone is really sluggish from last week. You shaking and baking still?
Anyways.
You okay, Ricky Bobby?
To my right, as always, who are you?
Kenneth.
What's your name?
Kenneth
I forget.
Berry, the heart and soul of Touchdowns and Tangents.
And we got a couple of new voices in the room. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself. Pod Vader.
Hey, yo. I'm Eric Jimenez. First time on the radio. And
come on, bro. Your first word on the radio's Ayo?
He's a Bears fan. Cut him some slack.
how about bear down?
That's Arizona. That's Arizona.
Better. And the other voice in the room, you want to step to the mic? Come on, Mr. 20-minute fantasy takes.
Don't hate. That's his thing.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mustafa.
So why don't you go ahead real quickly? Why don't you tell the people a little bit more about yourself? Let's start with you, Mustafa.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I just joined. I'm the fantasy and Madden expert. Also an expert on player analysis and scouting. So I can give you guys all the details on players, moves, which teams I think are going to be good, which players I think that are going to be good, their values and all that.
And Eric?
Well, basically, big-time Bears fan. You know, y'all are going to hate with you being Raiders fan taking your best player ever.
Hell yeah.
But also, grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, just been traveling around the Southwest, and now I'm here trying to make some moves, trying to get some audio stuff going on, and, making big things happen with this Touchdowns and Tangents.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you guys both here. You guys are both talented gentlemen, and we have other ones who we'll introduce pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you could turn the mic. I think it rotates unless you guys want to cut over in the corner. But we're not trying to haze the interns.
I'm just trying to make it a little lovely in here.
But yeah, man, with that, speaking of which, we got to talk about the COVID situation. The deadline this week just passed.
Today.
4 p.m. Eastern time.
1 p.m. Pacific time. By the way, it wouldn't be Touchdowns and Tangents if I didn't do this. Okay. No, see, I did that already. You were late. Like,
I want to do it again.
You didn't do that drop.
Titty Boy won the versus. I'm going to play the trap drop all day long.
Hold on. Did everyone just hear how he just said versus?
Versus. I thought it was like French. Like Ciroc. Versus. But back to the COVID shit. So pretty much there was over 60 players who ended up opting out. 66
players total, and 31 of them were linemen.
And I also read that
20 of them and 11
over 40% of them were under the age of 25, so they were all pretty young too.
Yeah, they had kids. A couple of them had cancer. The Patriots had the highest number, which was 8. I think the Giants and 3 teams had nobody who opted out.
Tre'Davious White, who was going back and forth, he was the highest profile player who we thought was going to end up opting out. He ended up opting back in. So I know he's your favorite corner in the league. So anything you want to say on that?
I'm never passing.
Is Buffalo going to win the NFC East?
Did you hear what he just said?
I'm asking.
He said the NFC East.
AFC East. Holy
AFC.
shit.
Gross factual error, everybody. GFE in the building.
I mean, it's not Tom Brady's division anymore. You know, that it's wide open. They made the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's the AFC East. This man said the NFC East.
Yeah, we got it. We got the joke.
Are you sure?
3 gunshots ago. Yeah.
Man, hey.
I think the Patriots are gonna win it. They're gonna win it again.
Really?
Yeah, I think they'll win it.
Even with their
6
defense gone?
starters gone. Oh,
Belichick's got a game plan. He knows how to plug
to
and
get
play
Trevor
players.
Lawrence.
I mean, they could always
a good
trade
point.
up. They
That's a
could
very
always
good
trade
point.
up. They could always trade up, though.
But they got Cam. Their offense is...
And
Get Cam so
Make
that
sure-
you look like you're trying to win, but really,
You're just
he
leveraging
might get
for...
hurt like 6 games.
You're
and then you're
leveraging for
good.
draft position.
Yeah, and then you also still sell some tickets because it's Cam.
I'm just saying, Keith, shout out to Keith.
And we all know they need like positive PR with the black community because 1, they're in Boston, and 2, they're Robert Kraft and Tom Brady. So
Okay, first off, 1, it's Boston. So already, black people hate it. I thought you had something. I literally thought you was gonna lead off.
I just thought it was funny that like we're seeing these tests and like for instance the Lions, Matthew Stafford's wife pretty much
got
went
a
off.
false positive.
Yeah, because he had 3 false positives. A recent one that just happened was Max Crosby with the Raiders. He was just tested positive,
Free Max B.
but they don't know if it's a false positive or not. So I mean, it's really just like the real world situation because like false positives happen all the time in real life, and now you're just seeing it on a grander scale with the NFL because, well, everyone's favorite team and fantasy team is at risk.
Well, the NBA bubble's doing it right, apparently. But maybe that's because no one's getting hit, punched in the mouth, down blocked. No one's pulling and kicking out. No one's breaking on a slant route. No one's, I don't know, yelling at the top of their lungs.
It's also a lot less people.
Yeah, that's
a
the
lot less
biggest thing.
people.
That's
Like-
the biggest thing.
That's to the point why college athletes are like opting out because it's like, yo, there's 100 of us here. I know some of y'all probably went down and went to a couple parties, and you came back, and there's 100 of us here. We're not wearing masks.
Well, even Odell was like, we should just cancel the season. I don't know what we're doing.
The
We
league
don't have a
doesn't really
plan.
care about
They
us.
don't care about us. Why are they trying to make us do this? And I mean, you're seeing what's happening with the MLB. They're the team who's transferring. And I basically read in one of the sports news, I don't even remember which one it was, but one of the ones I read every day was basically they took the percentages of the WNBA and the NBA, and they had like whatever hundreds of players and only like 1 test. And the MLB had like relatively the same amount of players, you know, just because baseball's a bigger sport, but with like a much higher percentile positive test, like 40%. So it was a lot, bro. Like,
And it's also how they travel.
yeah, it's the traveling, and it's also every day. Like baseball's every day, so you're traveling twice a week if you're doing a series, 2 different series. So it's just a lot. And then with football, like you already mentioned, the spit, the sweat, the questionable hygiene of some of these players and athletes.
There's a lot of coaches who be funky. Can we just admit that? Like some of the worst smelling people on earth have been fat high school football coaches. They're just fat football coaches in my life. Like, fam. Like, I know you had a job before you came here. And you got a little workout on bench, coach. But I'm gonna need you to go like in the bathroom and spray some Axe on you or something.
Bro, that's bad. When a
Use baby
teenager's
powder.
telling you to put on Axe, you know you stink.
What if our teammate sprayed with Axe? It was funny. And then he chased us down, one by one.
The other thing that was announced this past week was similar to the NBA, which actually has a snitch hotline for the bubble where players can call in and say, hey, you know, this player was not wearing a mask. This player was doing such and such. Now, the NFL is taking on a similar policy with a hotline, but of course, it's not a contained environment. So, who do you imagine calling that hotline first?
Odell's going to call it and think it's room service. Hey, can I get Drake on the phone? And then one of the offensive linemen is going to be like, "Hey, yo, can I Uber eat some strip club wings? It's a party order. It's a party order. Just tell them, just leave it at the gate. Don't worry, we'll pick it up. Don't even trip. Can we just use like the team?
How many complaints is Bill Belichick going to get on that hotline?
Belichick is going to be the one doing all the anonymous complaints.
I don't think so.
Using a different voice.
I don't think
time.
he'll give a fuck, honestly. If anything, it'll probably be Adam Gase calling on Bill Belichick.
Adam Gase will be tapping the phone line to hear who's snitching, so he can snitch on them. So he can trade for them, let them know that he knows they're snitching, and then like make a Faustian bargain with them.
Which, we're supposed to talk about this later, but we might as well just talk about it now. John Gruden essentially pulling a pump fake, boy who cried wolf, by telling his team that he tested positive for COVID. Do you think that's an effective strategy, or do you feel like
I want to know what PJ Hall?
Like,
I want to know what PJ Hall thought when he heard it. Was he like, good?
I'm pretty sure he didn't get the memo because he got cut, traded, and then the trade was voided.
Cut, then
and then
traded,
cut again.
Then voided because he failed a physical.
Yeah. I just feel bad for him because he was never really a fit for the team when they brought him in.
He could be good somewhere else, but
he's just strong and fast and explosive. I think he'd be good in New England.
Bengals.
I think he'd be good with
Bengals.
I think he'd be good with a team that would use him as a two-gapper, someone to like really be an anchor. Versus like I know he's like a little bit more compact, and people want him to be like a
Geno Atkins,
an upfield Geno Atkins, but
which he can be. Just have him shoot gaps.
He doesn't have that same get off, and he doesn't have that same hands. He doesn't have the same hands, and I think they thought he would develop it. He got by a lot,
a freakish athlete
on lower athleticism in college with his pure strength and
speed,
explosiveness. Yeah, really. So now that he's in the NFL, it's much harder.
He'll probably go to Dallas.
He probably should have moved to guard, honestly. He probably would have been a great guard.
What did you just say?
A great guard.
Offensive guard.
Yeah.
He's like a dude who's like sub 6'2". Should be an offensive guard.
There's 6'2" guards.
And he was
There's 6'2" guards.
An FCS All-American.
And he runs like a sub 540. And he put up like a shit ton of bench press reps. And he's compact. He would blow people up.
You realize if you are transitioning from guard or D-tackle to guard at the NFL, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, shout out to
J.R. Sweezy's the
Khalil McKenzie.
J.R. Sweezy's the only one you can kind of say it worked, and it didn't really work.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but
Brandon Smith, it shockingly worked. But he did that transition in college at Auburn. So like
it happens a lot, but like you said, it usually never works.
Out. It's like getting a track
or
guy
moving a running back to corner. Shout out to Tywan Jones.
Shout out to all the college coaches who moved really fast running backs to corner because you recruited them and then realized, oh, we have no place for you on this team in this offense. Shout out to like the past 10 years of USC running backs who were fast as shit and only went to USC. Probably led it in track, but never got no burn in football. Desmond Reed, Herschel Dennis, Dominic Davis. I think he's still there. He's a corner. Shout out to Brian Balcom. He's supposed to be like the king of West Torrance, and he just kept tearing his ACL. And he played running back and then switched to corner. Yeah, shout out to all the running backs who get hurt and then have to play corner. And by the way, while I'm on the subject, Ricky from Boys in the Hood.
West Torrance sounds like that little tiny ass place. Why would you want to be king of that? Why would you want to be the king of West Torrance? He was literally like the
best player in Torrance in 2010 or 2008, 9, whatever he came out. But yeah, shout out to Ricky from Boys in the Hood because he would have been a terrible running back at the next level. He had very little burst, no agility.
Damn.
No real strength.
You gonna shit on a dead man?
Shit, his playing career would have been dead once he got to USC. He would have got exposed. Not only that, he wasn't even really that physical, so you kind of have to put him at slot corner because you can't put him at safety because Doughboy hemmed him up on the couch like a little bitch.
Damn, man.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Let the dead rest easy.
I mean, I would say rest easy, but you